Hi quilting friends, I'm Edyta Sitar from Laundry Basket Quilts. Welcome to Quilting Window and welcome to our little classroom. I'm so happy you are here. Today we are day number 7 that we are working on a beautiful quilt and we taking our quilting to another level. We refreshing, we learning, we practicing. I hope you're having fun and I'm so proud of all of you guys doing your homework so good every day by making all your blocks, 4 to 8 blocks. We're not gonna make more than 8 blocks. There's only few of the designs that we have to do 8. Most of them we just doing 4. Today's block we are going to make 8 and I chose the beautiful block for you guys today. We're gonna be making a gorgeous little maple leaf. Are you excited as much as I am? I hope so. With this maple leaf, I wanted to show you a fun technique of setting a little strip for a stem. But also, it's time to refresh our little notions too. I thought since we are halfway through, I treat myself for a new pincushion just to clean up my space and refresh. You have been wondering what do I use my fabric markers for? To mark my pieces when I cut it. So anybody that it's cutting, those are so nice for you. Most of the blocks is ABC pieces, 1, 2, 3, and you can clip them together and have them ready for the next day for our class. And yes, go to our blog to find out which block from the quilt we're doing next day so that way you can be ready for the classroom. And don't forget your water on your table so that way you can be hydrated as you're working on your beautiful blocks. Now since I'm halfway through, I also wanted to put a nice fresh blade into my rotary. So that is what it's something I want you to do it as well. I'm gonna put my blades to the side. I have a nice rotary right now, but if you're cutting a lot, fresh blade makes such a good difference. You will see. Don't hesitate. It's only few pennies that you invest in it, few dollars that you invest in it, but the results are so beautiful when you're cutting your own kit. And we have beautiful students that are cutting their own fabrics using our scrappy kit. This kit is available on our website. There are only few left, so if you want one, go and grab one. Most of you guys are working from our pre-cut kit, and those are also available on our website. If you're cutting your fabrics, make sure you're following this beautiful chart. And today's fabric are so lovely. I have a light background. I have 3 different greens. All of the directions for cutting are on the pages right here. Look at like this fabric is right here so you can recognize your fabric and it shows you right away what you need to cut. So make sure you follow the chart so you don't cut your fabrics wrong and then you don't have it enough. So go through it. For our little stems, we have 1 by 3.5 inch little rectangles and I can't wait to show you how to make those little stems. So go to our website, get the kit, get the cutting directions. If you got a pattern and you need an extra cutting directions, you can always email us and we will send you that PDF. But this is only for the customers that have purchased the pattern. The pattern is all the directions are in it, what to cut. My pattern is printed single-sided, but most of the patterns are printed double-sided. I printed single-sided for the videos for you guys, so that way we don't have directions peeking from behind. So I'm gonna be using block 2 today, and I'm putting it right next to me so I can glance at the directions. And let me show you how this block looks in the 2 different color option. This is the pre-cut one. We have a beautiful teal green for here, soft fun green for the stem, and dark green for the half square triangles with the beautiful background in light taupe. For the scrappy one, like I said, I chose some really cute options with the plaid, a little bit of a gold in the middle, and a soft blue, soft green for the stem. And Of course, we're using this fabric for our background for the scrappy one. So those are the two options that we have. I cannot wait to see some of your options for all my customers that using our other collections like Cocoa Blue maybe, or maybe Blue House. I would love to see this quilt in blue and white. I think it would be beautiful. Or maybe you're using black and oranges because you want to be ready for fall and Halloween. Never know. I can wait to see some of the things that you guys design. This simple block is made with units like half square triangles and stems. I'm gonna start with the half square triangles. I know we've made them together before, but once again, half square triangles are a unit are made from dark and a light half square triangle cut from a square once diagonally. I'm taking light and a dark, I'm placing them right sides together. Don't forget to place a pin right through the middle. I know you feel confident, but you still need a little help to make your units nice and straight because the bias edges are the hardest to sew. The machine maybe pull something and you're not gonna get a nice unit. As soon as you finish, you're gonna go ahead, open it up, push the seam allowance towards the dark, and then square it up and trim those bunny ears. I have one beautifully pressed. All that I'm gonna do is trim the bunny ears, and now I have a lovely half square triangle unit. Even as a confident quilter, I still like to place my ruler over and double check myself, or maybe even build up my confidence even more by saying, wow, nice job. Good 1/4 inch seam allowance. So remember, be kind to yourself and tell yourself how good you're doing it. If you're by yourself in your sewing room, it's important that you make sure you praise yourself. It's okay to do that sometimes. Now let's talk about this cute little stem. I'm going to need 2 half square triangles. You can go ahead and take a square, cut once diagonally. So for example, if this square is 2.5 inches, that's the finished unit size that we need. So 2.5 inches, you can cut it in half, and now by setting 1 inch strip back into it, you created a beautiful piece that would work in the size after you trim it and square it up perfectly for your stem. In your pre-cut kit, I already have those already pre-cut for you, and all that you need to do is place your half square triangle, and I love to match them, center them up, okay? Just tiny bit, a tiny little peak right here and right here. It will stick out. The little points will gonna stick out. I'm gonna make sure I always put a pin through the middle, and I'm gonna stitch. If you don't know how to center it up, gently press your stem in half, crease it. Do you see this crease? Take your triangle, also crease it very gently, then match the creases, and now look at that, you are perfectly in the middle, okay? Stitch using a 1/4 inch seam allowance. As soon as you finish one side, do the same thing on the opposite side, and I have one already pre-sewn for you guys. Look at that. I sewed my first one. I push the seam allowance, I finger press towards the stem. Then I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. Finger press it towards the stem. Look at this, isn't that cute? Now all that you have to do, place your ruler right over. I love to find a 2.5 by 2.5, and right there I'm placing my points on the edge of the fabric, placing my points. I'm centering up this line through the stem, so equally it feels like it's a 1/4 and a 1/4 on each side. The stem should be a 1/2 inch finish right now. Do you see 1/2 inch? Let me show you right there. Do you see? 1/2 inch. I like to place my ruler in the middle because my ruler is holding the two sides and I can see my line and a 1/2 inch mark, so I can see it that it's a 1/2 inch. Okay, so double check that your stem is 1/2 inch. If it is, everything should work perfectly. Center it up just like this and do a tiny bit of trimming. I love trimming. Right there, trim and trim. And now you're gonna rotate this unit and do the same thing on this side. This time you're gonna match your 2.5-inch mark on your ruler with the edges, and now again you're going to trim and trim. I love that. That is so much fun. And look how cute that little stem is. So excited about it. I have a few more to trim it, but I want to show you the rest of the block. Now let's lay up some pieces. I have square in green. I have my stem right here, and I have my rectangle. This is the center of my leaf. Now I'm also gonna need some half square triangles and some and one solid square. I already sewed 2 of my half square triangles together for the top of my leaf, and I already sewed my 2 half square triangle for the left side with the solid square. I see some threads, so immediately I want to clean them up. This is very important that when you're making your units, always double check and clean them up, so that way when you're sewing, no little threads get stuck and pull you in a wrong direction. Right there, I have it done. Oh, there's one more nice little thread. Look at this. How nice it is to clean it up, how much better it looks, and it's gonna feel much better when you're making your leaf. So right there, I'm gonna start by taking the square, placing right sides together with my stem. I'm gonna stitch, then I'm gonna press it open, pushing my seam allowance towards the green. Then I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing on this side. Place it right sides together, stitch it, flip it open. Let me show you. Look at this. Isn't it beautiful? All seam allowances are going towards this green. Now, look at this. My seam allowance between my triangle, I pushed this way. This one is this way. So it's going to be easy to place my pieces and match them up. Also, this is important. I want to show you this. Notice this. I'm going to draw on it so you can see it. Do you see this right there? X marks the spot. You want to be sewing through this point right here. When you sew this unit, make sure you put pins front and back, because this seam, especially this one on the bias right here, is gonna want to turn over when you are stitching. When you come up to it, you want to sew through this point, because when you open it up, you want to have a beautiful transition right here and have a great point. Okay, once you finish sewing this area, you're gonna go ahead and add this part of the leaf, this unit. Now this seam allowance is pushed down and this seam allowance is pushed up, so they're gonna look really nice right here. Let me show you one that is finished. Look at this, look at this. I have seam allowances pushed in opposite direction. Now when I open it up, I have a nice transition. I paid attention to my points, and I have a wonderful 6.5-inch beautiful leaf. And guess what, guys and girls, you need to make 7 more of them for a total of 8 leaves. I think that is a wonderful homework for today. I hope you have a great day today and you find some more time to sew with me and enjoy it. Once you have your leaves made, we're gonna place our ruler right over, square it up, make sure that we have nice 1/4-inch seam allowance right here, because later on when we start sewing our leaves into the quilt, we don't want to lose the points. Make sure your seams are pushed in the right directions, so that way when you sew those blocks with other blocks, all the seams keep locking together. I hope you enjoyed today's class. You have been an amazing student. I look forward to see you tomorrow for another wonderful block and more learning with laundry basket quilts and me. Happy quilting!